world, so many things go unspoken.
But now is the time to speak truth to those conversations so we can finally address trauma and awaken healing.
I'm C. Lane, an entrepreneur, sound designer, composer, and truth seeker.
And my name is Brody, artist, educator, and content creator. Welcome to Open Canvas. Let's paint.
Let's paint, people.
Hey,
What to do?
hey. Oh man, we doing great here. How about you, Sir Laneford?
What? My word today is ready. I just been ready. I've been in a ready mood. I woke up ready, and
Come on.
today I'm still ready. And it's like 9 hours later. I'm ready.
Word. Okay. Um,
Ready.
Madam Ebbs, how art thou?
I'm pretty chill. I'm chilling. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Relaxed, which is a good
Yes.
thing because I'm always stressed. So I am relaxed, ready to chat with my friends.
I'm let's go. Like I don't like not like I'm saying like I'm in it. Like I don't know, it's been my mood for a while. Like let's go, let's do it. Let's just see where things are at. So hopefully one of those words or feelings or emotions will connect with one of our audience members. Audience who are joining us live. Hey, how's it going? What's
What
up?
it do? I'm gonna go
Hi.
run and get my cellular device.
You gonna do that? I will go ahead and introduce what we're gonna be chatting about today. And
Perfect.
And my friends, we are talking about an hour of truth. What's going to be consisting of this hour of truth? I'm so glad you asked. We are going to be talking about what's on your heart. You know, sometimes we don't really discuss what's on our heart. We just discuss what people want to hear what's on our hearts. But that's a whole other thing. We're going to say that for later. The second thing we're going to get into is what truths do you hold in? Hmm. Hmm. Hopefully you can let them out here at the canvas. And if not, no worries. No worries. Pretty soon there's gonna be a lot of outpouring of truth on this episode. And then lastly, is your throat chakras aligned? Chris knows I know nothing about chakras. So he will be expressing more about that one than myself. I cannot speak for Madam Ebbs. Ebbs, you know anything about them chakras?
I mean, I know a little bit again because this book. But no.
Cool.
I
So
know
I
there's like
guess
7 of them, I think. I don't know.
mm. So
Uh,
It's a
Chris,
little bit
you
more, but yeah,
Stealing, you'll be giving us more insight
I
about that.
got you.
We thank you so much.
yes, I love to learn.
Hmm. So, so an hour of truth, and the
Okay.
first,
Mm.
let's just get right to the docket, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
What's on your heart? Who would like to go first? I'm not.
What's on your heart? Um,
An audience that goes for you as well. What's on your heart at the moment?
Mm. How do you know when something's on your heart, first of all? How do you know it's on your heart and not on your brain and not on your mind and not on your esophagus?
that throat chakra.
Mhm.
Well, is there ever a thing? I don't know. Sometimes you ever feel like I was gonna say, you ever feel like your heart jumped? But then again, that could be like, yeah. Well, yeah. Have you ever felt like your heart jumped due to just even thinking about something, or when it jumps, someone's name is the first thing, or something comes to mind, or like when you think about something, your heart feels a certain type of way.
Mm.
Think about it. Like I'll let you digest a little bit,
Yeah,
because
Okay, so it's
yeah.
connected to the heart.
yeah. So currently we have Jessica Brody who commented and said, "I'm tired of being a mom." Ooh.
That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Sis, and I do mean my actual sis. I hear you. I hear you. That being a parent in general is not a easy task.
Mm,
And I applaud those who do it, especially
Mm.
during this Pandarosa that we're going through, because a bitch barely had themselves during it. So for you to be able to take on yourself and maintain and hold down the fort for other lives, more power to you. And that heart, I
okay.
know it might weigh heavy, but it is so strong. It's so strong. So we parentless peeps, thank you for your strong heart.
And
Mhm.
I wonder if you can unpack that too, because I know there are a lot of mothers who feel like they are being a mother to more people than just their kids. So I'm wondering how, yeah, what's behind that? When you say you're tired of being a mom, what is there? Is it just the culmination of everything, or is it one specific thing that if you didn't have to do would make your heart feel lighter?
Mm,
That's
that's
a
a
good
great question.
question.
Woo.
Yes, allow sis to speak her what? Truth.
Come on
Mm-hmm.
now. Come on with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's why we here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, what's on our heart?
mm,
Okay, I think I got this. And I try not to get irritated with myself because I'm allowed to feel how I feel for however long I feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to stop beating myself of saying that I hate feeling like this and I wish I didn't feel this way because it's okay to feel that way. So that's why I'm trying to change my language, just putting that out there. But what is on my heart is that, oh, how do I want to start this? I think, slowly starting the journey of forgiving people.
Mm.
And in order, because I'm a Taurus, okay, we are loyal, we do not forgive. I am a Slytherin, like we're like ew, like that's it, that's it. We're cut off, which they're still cut off. I'm never gonna talk to them again. But I I think that I'm learning a lot about myself by seeing what it is that they're doing with their lives, if that makes sense. Because at first it was like they're cut off. I'm not going to be interested in anything that they're doing. But I recently stumbled across some things where I was able to see what they were doing. And instead of it being a negative thing, it was a positive thing. And I was very happy to see that they were doing good and amazing things, and it started to make me realize, okay, now I see what was going on within that situation that we were in for
Mm.
years, like our friendship. I started to understand, the things that I could have done better as a friend, because I feel like most people, when like friendships end, they're always like, oh, this person did that, that person did this person's doing like all this, it was never really my fault. When in reality, relationships, no matter what type, is two people and situations happen. And so for me, it's opened my eyes to be like, okay, now I understand what this person was saying when they said this. Now I understand the signs that they were showing me through their actions, and how I could have been a better listener, and how I could have handled the situation in a different light. I can't change the past, but I now know what I can do for the future, for future friends, not that friend, because they're still cut off, even though I'm realizing things. And that makes me happy, but also guilty, because I want to be like a good person and have good intentions. But we all make mistakes. And so that's my truth. That's on my heart, that
Mm.
I make mistakes. It's okay, but don't beat myself up and just learn from it.
Yes.
I like
Thank
that.
you.
Even if you don't, it sounds like even if you don't realize the learning lesson until a lot later.
Years, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that sometimes too.
it
Like
does.
sometimes you don't catch something that you were supposed to catch maybe like 15 years ago, and you just be walking like, oh my God, that's what they meant by that, or that's what I was supposed to take from
Literally.
that lesson.
Mm.
Yes. That's
Woo.
literally how it was. Like, I feel like this past like whole week, I'm just like, oh my God, this makes so much sense now. And now when I look, I'm just like, I'm proud. Like, they're doing everything they said that they were going to do, but they're taking their time. And I think that that's just an amazing thing, because we don't need to be in a rush for things. We can take our time, and when we're ready to go to the next step, then we can go to the next step. So I'm proud of that, but I also am trying to stop beating myself up from like feeling guilty of like, oh, I was a horrible friend, because I wasn't a horrible friend. I did the best that I could.
Facts. Facts.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing. That was yeah, we love that. To get back to Jessica's first response was saying, I'm tired of
Mm.
being a mom. And you followed up by saying, Chris, you said why? Or can you elaborate further? She says, one, the anxiety of raising black sons is more than I expected in life.
Ooh.
Whew. Two, the repetition of the words, the language barriers between parent and kids. Woo sa.
Mm.
Um, ooh, I mean, as being a black son, I mean, I can never understand because I don't have kids yet, but I can never understand or fathom what it's like having children and worrying about their safety in general because they're just little lives. You want no one to mess with them. But, for that to have that concern and then another layer of concern due to their race and knowing that you're always having constant affirmation that this child is deemed as a target. That's I can only imagine. I know my mom being the person that she is, I know she's always expressed um very heightened concern when things like that would occur, like to the point where she couldn't get any sleep. So, um, I yeah, that isn't easy. It isn't easy at all.
Yeah, like I couldn't even imagine. Like I already have such severe anxiety. Like I no, I'm gonna stick with my cat. So that's what I'm saying. Like all these mothers out here, it's so beautiful, and y'all are literally superhuman. Like
Yeah.
it's absolutely amazing,
Mhm.
and I'm not doing it. So
and
yes.
and yeah, to Ebony's point, for what it's worth, I think just knowing that you have been given this challenge for a reason, like
Mhm.
there and just like we brought up, you might not know this until years down the road, and you like, dang, I was the right mother for these boys because they went and did this and did that and did that. And it's like that's often what I have to tell my mother, because I nowadays I give my mother a lot of things because I'm like, whew, mom, I'm sorry for those times where I wanted to play the game instead of eating dinner. I am sorry for those times where I just ignored you and got frustrated when you was just trying to be a mom. It's
Right.
like stuff like that, like whatever you're doing in these day-to-days, like know that these black boys probably don't even know how to truly appreciate you yet.
Mhm.
But
That's
it is
real.
it is
Ooh, that's so
impacting
real.
them. It is impacting them every day in positive ways, and even, oh my goodness, even my mother, there are times where or there are times where she has felt like regret, and she's been like, oh, I should have got y'all out of that area sooner, or I should have gotten y'all into a better situation. And she could be very hard on herself, and I'm like, but mom, I'd be a whole different person. Like
Facts.
the
Mm.
struggle is part of the journey. Like if it wasn't for that struggle, I wouldn't have the adversity intelligence to be able to build and innovate big businesses. It's like stuff like that is related to each other, but you
Like
sometimes can't see it until hindsight.
your struggle is part of your buildup. Like you said, it's kind of what creates the person that you are, that you are in front of, especially if you get to a point where you love that person. Um, and
Yeah.
then Jessica, I just wanted to say, um, Chris, you said something about like lessons and things like, looking back in hindsight and realizing that's what my
Yeah.
mom was trying to teach me. But I also like to sit there. I mean, just coming from a teacher's perspective, I want to say that, as a teacher, learning is mutual. It's not just the students learning, but it's the teacher learning as well. So Jessica, you being a parent, where they you have taught them so much. You taught them a lot. I mean, believe it or not, you have taught them a lot. What if you, I mean, if you're not noticing, I will say personally, just from being a witness, they have taught you a lot as well. Just as just being your brother, I have acknowledged that there's a maturation that came with it and a patience. Remember, that's one thing we used to talk about when we were younger. Just like you just go from 0 to 50. But now, girl, you say woosah, but like literally I can see you going through the process like, okay, blah blah blah, this and that. Like you go through steps. I see how your mind works, and listen, more power to you. You got this. You got this. I don't just say that because you're my sibling. I say it because you got this.
You got this.
All right. So that was Jessica sharing her truth. Ebony shared hers. Chris, are you ready or do you need me to go?
No, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
You
I'm gonna take the challenge. Cause here's the thing, y'all. Let me give you a little bit of background.
Okay. Let me get my drink.
Emotional exposure is something that is very difficult for me. With that said, I am on a journey of emotional self-literacy. Of really being more in tune with my emotions, when I feel them, what I feel them, and how to express them. My goodness. So I'm on that journey. So great. What is currently on my heart? Let's dissect it. Currently on my heart, Brody, you described it as like there's a tug.
Or maybe just something that you've been thinking about lately, like maybe whenever you feel something, it's either due to whatever relationships in your life, maybe something
mm,
that maybe a relationship with a goal of yours.
mm,
Has it been something that has been like making your body feel unsettled
ooh, ooh.
or feel
Um,
anything just significantly?
that's deep.
Yeah. I love this type of stuff.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
tough. What I want to say, I don't want to say, but I'm gonna say it because it's open canvas live.
Right.
Um, I feel I feel like what's on my heart is something that we started to bring up last week in regards to just what I call it to be Scorpio nature, but
Hmm.
for me it hits a little bit harder. Um, for me, it's I feel stifled in some ways in terms of communicating desires, right? So like I've been trying to figure out and unpack how to transfer sexual energy into something else. Um and it's like the reason I say a lot of times I stifle myself is because yeah, I feel like a lot of times there's not a place or I convince myself that there is not a place to communicate certain desires that happen in one's head. And because I could blame it on being a Scorpio, but maybe it's just me. Um, there's a lot of things that play out in my head that I don't communicate. And it's like when I don't communicate it, I feel that little tug on my heart. And it's like, should I have said something? Is this even a valid impulse? Is it a valid impulse? Is it a valid thought? Is it a valid human nature? Or am I the only person with these thoughts? Um, so it's stuff like that that I'm currently journeying through and figuring out. I don't know if that was cohesive or what.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So just if there anyone out there that needs some clarification, are you saying that um sexual thoughts and energy that you want to express, you basically have kept them at certain moments. You kept them suppressed.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Okay, why? See, I unpacked this at least. Okay, so why? It's a fear of judgment. It's a fear of judgment, which stems from a fear of abandonment. So
Mm,
I could dig into childhood and stuff like that, but basically, there's a fear of abandonment inside myself, um, which I feel like judgment is a precursor. Well, not always, but I have reasoned that judgment is a precursor to abandonment. So I try to put myself in situations where people
Oof.
judge me less. So therefore, in order to judge me less, I end up keeping in certain emotions
mm.
um, that may be less well perceived.
Okay, okay,
Wow.
okay. Okay, you
That
have
was
got to start doing things in alignment to your authenticity. You're not being your authentic self. But that's good that that's something that you've recognized and that's something that is prevalent. Ooh.
like that made me just that truth.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I don't say like it's
Yes.
just like I have no words how I felt just receiving that truth. Like I don't even know how like it was like
Oh,
I don't know. I felt freedom for you just now. I don't
Mm.
know. Like I felt you relax a little. I know that was very tense to do,
yeah.
but like I think that I shit, it's not about me. How did you feel?
Right. Right.
It's scary. I mean, it's scary expressing it, but I tell people all the time, I'm an open book when I'm asked the right question. So I'm trying to become an open book without being asked the right question. Um, I don't know. What does it feel like? It feels like I still need to do the work. Um,
Oh,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
but
But guess what? That's the first step.
yeah,
You're on that journey.
yeah,
You put it out there.
Yeah.
You know, like it is a very vulnerable thing to do, and
yeah.
especially someone who comes from a zodiac background like Scorpio, who you guys are so confident in everything. So to take the one thing, first of all, thank you for being on, comfortable enough to be so vulnerable with us.
Mhm.
Wow, yeah, mm,
And
I
you
love that for you. Thank you.
yeah, you
Ooh,
painted that canvas beautifully.
No, thanks.
ah,
I'm excited for your journey. Just the fact that you spoke it out and was able to be vulnerable, I think that is again the first great step. So your journey has just begun.
just
Yeah,
begun.
yeah, it has. And I feel like once I get to that place, and I know we'll talk about throat chakra, but once I get to that place where I'm able to freely express, communicate without fear of judgment, without fear of abandonment, um,
Right.
I'm gonna be a very powerful individual.
You're going to be free. You're going to
You
be
already are
free.
Yeah,
powerful.
You
free,
are. You're going to
free,
be
wings.
free.
Yeah, for sure. My fellow Scorpio brother, Avery De La Ghetto Collins, is on. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
What's happening? What's happening?
But Avery is happily married, so a little different boat.
All right.
But yeah,
Okay. So,
What's
oh
next?
snap! I didn't do mine.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, brother.
um,
What's
Heart.
currently on your heart?
And anybody else that's in our audience.
Mhm.
yes. It's been a mixture of two things. I've been going back and forth with. Um, I'm I've always I think as whenever it comes to relationships or dealing with someone and there's a falling out, it's always so clear to us to see what other people have done.
Mm,
And I've become more, as I've gotten older, I've become more aware of what I'm doing or what I'm contributing, or how did I bring this to our demise. And dating wise, just looking at, past few track records, I just noticed that, like, either at some point I spotted a self-sabotage that I've done, and where either I start getting to a point where we can get to a nice spot in a relationship, and I don't know how to move forward to expand. So instead of me actually sitting down and trying to figure that out and figure what it looks like, I'll just find a way to kind of just, like, you know, make that bond get looser and looser until it just. And these past couple weeks, I've been like trying to be patient with myself with how things move. Not necessarily feel like I'm trying to force anything. It's just one of the things where it's like, well, now what? And just trying to let things breathe and not be so like, well, this happened, now this happened, now this happened, now this happened, and this happening. So I'm just learning to allow myself to breathe. And I will say that the inhalations are a bit shallow right now, but I'm working to comfortably really like breathe by using that lower half of my air capacity. So that's been heavy. And then still kind of dealing with relationships. Recently, I just got back from New York yesterday, and I reunited with so many friends, two very close friends from college, and both of them have grown so much. Like one of them, I went to go and see a show. He just debuted on Off Broadway, and just watching them slay, just it was everything. It was everything, and I was really happy. And then one of my friends, another same time, our same college, another friend, they're now a dad. And like just and we all went to the zoo on Saturday, and just watching them interact with their son, with his son, and just being so happy. It was just like, I don't know, I just like a warm sensation just kind of like came over me, that I was just so happy to see this person grow to where they were and to where they are. And just it just really made it important to me how I just really want to keep these bonds and relationships going, because I've been really thankful to have some beautiful people placed in my life, and I'm just so thankful to see their journeys.
Yes.
Avery says, finding that balance of letting things flow, but get to your destination.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. Let it out.
Yeah, that's beautiful
It is.
too.
I'm going to drink to that.
Ooh, I love y'all. If y'all listening,
Oh.
thank y'all for making this weekend so amazing. And yeah, I'm just so thankful to have some really great lifetime friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Lifetime friends. That's a
Yes.
good word.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful word.
And it's beautiful when you have them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh.
Mm.
Come
Mm.
on.
Know what's on your heart. Avery also says, word of advice, relationships can look how you want them, but don't feel confined to what you think that is. Allow space for growth, but ultimately, communication is the key to opening that door.
Oh my God, yeah.
Facts.
Communication is everything.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. And that's interesting too, like how we uh I feel like in any connection, any relationship, friendship, romantic relationship, um, we we kind of already have an idea of how long something might last, or that question comes up at some point,
Right.
just in our heads. Um, but yeah, it's interesting what Avery is saying here. Like, don't feel confined to what you think that is. Like,
And that has been like the biggest battle. Like, you're so right. Like, learning to like kind of chip away at what to expect and just kind of be open and free to what comes my way, or how it flows, I would say. Yes, great
Mm,
advice.
it is. And I feel like for me, I've always done that until I got hurt. And then that's when like the walls started to build up. Like when I was in high school, I mean, I was with my first like boyfriend for what, 6, 7 years,
Wow.
freshman year of high school till we graduated, like, well, till I graduated my first college. So that was a long time. And I was so open and free and
y'all went through puberty
just
together.
was, oh yeah. And I was always
Child.
the one trying to communicate, but like he wasn't. So it was just like,
Hmm.
it was just like pure hurt. Cause again, I'm a Taurus. So I'm very loyal, very loyal. Oh my God, my cat. Hush. Anyways, I'm very loyal. And so when that loyalty is broken, it's like crushing to me. So
Mm.
any type of loss for me is like devastating because I was so open and so like free and so myself. And then when that ended, it was just like, that's why it takes me a long time to get over things. It takes me a long time to forgive. It takes me a long time to get over grudges because I don't
Mm.
want to have that in my body, but I'm loyal. Once you mess with my loyalty, you get the horns.
I know that's right. Fuck them up, sis.
And
That's
I'm
true.
possessive. So,
Yeah, I had to work on that one too. Oof. Being possessive is a oof.
yeah,
I had to like, bitch, they're not a toy, they're not yours.
right, exactly.
So yeah.
I don't think I have a possessive bone.
Never or nothing, maybe like nothing, never like
We both were like, you
like
sure about that?
Do I?
never? Like there was never a thing where it was like you ever felt in your spirit like that's my friend or that's my item or that's like nothing?
Like you trying to get close to my friend? We're best friends. And
Right.
that's the end of the story.
Like I was that bestie that if somebody else came around and said my bestie was a bestie, I give them that look to be like, I will end you,
Oh, same,
bitch.
same. Who are you talking to?
Yeah, no.
Well,
What?
that's good. That's
Yeah,
healthy.
that's great. That's
I
fabulous
don't
for
think.
you.
I mean, not
Okay.
Love that
not
for
that I
you.
can remember.
Yeah. Because I remember moving my stuff out of me and my best friend's locker in high school because she decided she wanted to be friends with Jessica. We'll go move in Jessica's locker then.
Right, because we don't need Jessica
We
in our
don't need
group.
Jessica.
We're not a trio. It's just me
Okay.
and you, okay?
Period.
You don't need nobody
You
else.
sure don't. But guess what?
Wow.
That's why we
Ooh,
still friends to this day. What's up, Courtney? She know what's up.
Courtney, you queen, you. Howdy, girl.
Ooh, y'all
Huh.
funny.
Well, friends, so let's because that was some deep stuff, some great
It
stuff.
was. It was.
So if we could collectively, can we inhale and exhale? That was beautiful, y'all. All right. Do we think we're ready to move on to the next?
Let's do it.
Okay. The next one is, what truths do you hold in?
What truths do you hold in? Like
Mm-hmm.
truths that are difficult or truths that you hide,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, versus truths that are easy.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by what are truths that are?
Like, are there ever moments where you wanted to say, you don't have to necessarily say like what, like, let's just say, what are triggering moments where you find yourself holding in the truth? Like, uh, for an example, for me, one of the truths I used to hold in when I was a kid, and I realized how much this like bothered me as I've gotten older, is I was really smart when it came to vocabulary words. And like smart to the point where like I never had an issue with flashcards until I had kids pick on me because they were like, oh well, Jared's just gonna get them all anyways. And because I didn't want to lose friends. I deliberately would, like, when it came to flashcard time, would get them wrong. And
That's deep.
Yeah.
right, right. Like
Dang.
it's
I
really
had too much
weird,
pride.
but because of my insecurity of not having friends, I've taught to unlearn myself certain things, like my intelligence. Um, and I think now as I've gotten older, I'm embracing it. But like,
Mm.
there are moments where people will say things and they might use the wrong tense or use a word that doesn't exist at all. And one of my truths is whenever I feel the urge to be like, that's wrong, or to give them that proper word, I hold it in sometimes because A, maybe that person meant that for artist's sake. And as I'm an artist, I don't want nobody trying to correct my shit. How dare I try to correct somebody on their shit? For an example, one of the terms that we hear often that is not a term at all, conversate.
Oh, love it. It's my favorite word.
See, if we were in a conversation, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I had such a great time conversating." I would, in my head, I'd be like, conversing." But that's the truth that that's the
Like, and
truth.
if you said that out loud, I'd be like, "Ooh, I said what I said."
Exactly. And who am I to stifle anyone for freedom of speech? So,
Conversate. Yeah, I
yeah,
never said that one.
that's the truth that I hold in.
Oh, that's a good one.
I say conversationize.
Converse.
What?
Yeah, we just gonna move on.
See, exactly. Cool.
All right. Okay. Truths that you hide. I don't know because I'm kind of an open book. Sometimes I tell too much. Actually, most times I tell too much.
Okay.
All the time I tell too much. Let's
Yeah,
be
that's about
honest.
right. That tells
Yeah,
you.
I am so open about like it's I don't care though. I don't care. I don't care. This is who I am. And it took me a really long time to figure out who I was. I'm still figuring her out. And you want to know something about me? All you gotta do is ask, and I'm gonna tell you exactly the answer and probably a little bit more. So I don't know. I don't really know what truths I hold in. I'm an open book. Let me think about that. I don't know. Let me think about that. Like, what am I
Open book.
secretly hiding? I don't know. Why y'all both looking at me?
No, you better be your open book.
I realized I was on mute. So I was actually intrigued as to why Sir Lanaford sucked his teeth. So I was like, did something like pop in your head?
Yeah, what pops in your head, C Lane?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just don't. Maybe I just don't know what it's like to be a complete open book. So maybe that's why I sucked my teeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you hear the term open book, did it trigger the sucking of the teeth because you just don't? No, I'm just asking a question.
That's
I'm
right. That's
just
right. Go
I'm
for it.
truly just asking a question. Did it trigger you in a way to react because well yeah, why? I don't want to assume. So why did that happen?
No, because it's like when I hear somebody say open book, I'll be like, but are you really an open book?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's like a open book.
So
But no, maybe you are. Maybe I just don't know
I
what
don't
that's like.
know.
but
I don't know.
but then it makes sense in my that makes me words. What the fuck was that? That
Ooh.
makes me ask my next question, Chris. Do you believe that open books exist?
Ooh.
Yes.
That isn't like okay. I'm about to say that face
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
solid, so I
yeah,
didn't
yeah. But
know.
I don't think it's. When I think of an open book, I think of like a yogi who has done years of meditation. I'm
That's
like,
that's definitely not me. I just smoke marijuana and drink a lot.
I think of children when I think of open books.
and that's good. No, no, no. There are some open books, but to what degree? Because if one person is open with their truths from I don't know, a conversation standpoint, and it's like, oh, I could talk about anything, then they might be a closed book when it comes to physicality. If somebody is open with physical nature, they're probably
Ooh.
closed off in their spiritual openness. It's like to be a complete open book, a complete open book. What?
No,
Years, like
that breaks it
years.
down. No, that was really good.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
really good. Okay, well then, yes. Let me rethink what I have to say about that. Because I am an open book when it comes to social things. You can ask me anything. You can have a conversation with me and we can just talk about whatever. But when it comes to those other things, closed as fuck.
Mm.
So I am not a complete open book.
So when we're close to certain things, those are truths that we're hiding. So those things that we're closed off to, those are truths that we're hiding. What now that we have that a little bit more specified,
You better bring that question back around.
Okay, come on. Bring it around town. Call back.
listen, we try to let that hidden genius show. There we
Yeah,
go.
That's
Boom.
right. That's right. You're hidden
because it's
truth.
been hiding for a long time. It's like, no,
Mhm.
it's like, no, I'm joking.
She said, "Oh, thank you."
I'm joking. Okay, go ahead.
Um.
Okay.
So, what closed things are yeah? What closed things are you hiding, Ab?
Okay, but even still, I don't think because I still talk about this. For me, it's definitely like when C Lane talked about physicality, boom, that's exactly what popped open to me. I am a very that's why I was like, I'm in therapy, but I think I also need to be in like sexual therapy because something is going on like mentally where I can't let go and enjoy and have a good time. Like sex for me is like I want to enjoy it, but I know that it's not going to be enjoyable. And I'm trying to figure out what am I still holding on from a
Mm.
relationship cuz I'm fine with the person. It's not like we were young, we were dumb, whatever. It's just the hurt that I can't get over. I can't for some reason get over that hurt. And me being a Taurus, I'm very stubborn. And I told myself that I will never feel that pain ever
Mm,
again in my entire life, which is why I've been single now for almost 10 years because for some reason I just can't let that go. And it's like, when you are attracted to somebody, which the situationship, okay, been in that for 5 years, you know what I mean? When it comes to that, it's just like I'm not ready to be in a relationship because it's not fair to that next person to bring that trust and that hurt and for somebody who I was with who is very physical, who is highly sexual, I wanted to be the woman that I wanted to be with him, but I just couldn't because I couldn't let that hurt go. So my like physicality when it comes to relationships is just so bad. Like even kissing, like even touching, like I feel like I'm gonna break out in hives. I feel like I'm gonna sweat. I feel like I'm gonna die. Like it's just anything physical for me, I feel like it's just such like no, don't touch me. The only people who are allowed to touch me are the people who like I don't know, I'm such like a fan fiction, but like I have to feel like fireworks and candles blowing up and like that's the only way somebody can ever like get to that level with me.
I think that's I don't think that's as fan fictiony or fan fairy as you think. Like I think that's very valid. You are someone who just judging or kind of summarizing what I received from what you explained. You're someone who you need to be familiar with someone. That way you are aware they won't inflict any pain on you. That's called building trust, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. You need
I
someone to build that trust with.
I also though have to trust myself, and I think that's the one thing that I truly need to work on, because I need to be able to trust myself to not fall apart the next time I get hurt, because it's gonna happen. And
Mm,
guess what? I'm gonna be fine because I've went through it before. My body has already like worked and did what it was supposed to heal me and to make me feel okay. But it's still so scary because I don't
mm,
ever wanna feel that hurt again, and I gotta stop being scared because I wanna, be in a relationship, and I wanna find somebody who I'm attracted to and they're attracted to me and have fun, but I've gotta let go of that hurt, and it's just so freaking scary, and I've gotta stop being scared because I want it so bad, but I can't put that onto somebody else. That's just not fair. It's not, so I've gotta trust myself to be able to handle it, like, if it happens, but now my problem is I cut people off so fast. If I don't feel comfortable, if I don't like, I have trigger words. If you say a trigger word to me, I'm immediately cutting it off. I don't have time because I'm not gonna be in a controlling, manipulative relationship ever again, ever again. So if I feel uncomfortable in the slightest, I'm done. So now it's like I'm trying to give people a chance, but I cut people off so quickly because I'm like, I'm not doing it. So it's a battle, it's a struggle, but I'm trying. I try to date. I gave Comcast guy like 4 months.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
As you should be. As you should be. Um first of all, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, it's
N-
just it pisses me off sometimes, but again, I can't be mad at myself for how I feel.
there you go. And really, um, that defense mechanism, that was something I had to unlearn. And what I had to teach myself was cutting yourself off or being so scared you cut yourself off from feeling pain.
Oh my god.
You get
Feeling
to the
any
point,
emotion.
yeah. But at that point, you get to you're cutting yourself off from other emotions as well.
I was, and I still kinda am. Well, kind of, but I'm
And
trying.
and it's a process. It's a process. Just continue to be patient with yourself
Yeah.
because being frustrated never got anybody anywhere. So just learn to be okay with Ebony's pace.
Yeah.
And it may be slower
Mm.
than others, maybe faster than others, but it's your pace. And
Mhm.
that's how you feel comfortable assessing that situation. Then that's okay. That person
Mhm.
that you want to date will come when you're ready.
Mhm. Yep.
And the first step to any change is always awareness. So it's like the fact that the fact that you are even able to self-assess to this degree on this show, like
Yeah.
just on your own, we wasn't even saying nothing, and you was like, "But I need to do this, I need to do that, and this is
Uh,
coming before that." Yeah, and it's like that. I don't know, that level of self-assessment is fire, and it's really
yes.
gonna, like, if you match that self-assessment also with grace for yourself, then your growth journey is going to be beautiful because
Mhm.
Oh my god, you literally said exactly what my therapist, Miss Brittany, says. She goes, "Girl, you gotta stop beating yourself up. Give yourself grace. You're fine."
Yes. The world does that enough. So,
You know?
come on,
yeah.
what?
Whew.
Oh, I'm drinking to that, y'all. Yes, we better
Yes.
be out here painting canvases.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Thank you for sharing. Oh, vulnerability is not easy.
No.
Vulnerability is defined as emotional exposure.
Mm.
Yeah, well, what was the last episode? My moon's in Cancer.
Mm,
Yeah, she got her emotions plastered.
emotions everywhere.
um,
That's
did we
Okay.
good.
get did
What
we
was
Oh,
get
that
it
what?
or
called?
no?
Okay, and let me answer this real quick. What
Yeah.
truths do I hold in? Did I answer? Um,
No.
Oh, damn.
what truths do I hold in? Wow. Okay. Hold in? I hold in and forget. I hold in and forget hurt, pain, sadness, grief, guilt, anger. Like I hold it in, and then I've trained my muscle of forgetting about it. Now, granted, subconsciously it probably ain't forgotten, but it's a defense mechanism. My defense mechanism is to hold and forget, at least from my conscious memory, and then I push it back, and it goes back. Yes, yes, Brody.
I just well, I didn't want to interrupt. That's why I just want to ask a question, and that was okay. You're a compartmentalizer, it seems like. So, what was the last thing?
Okay, labels.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. It seems as though you are someone who likes to use methods of compartmentalizing. Would one be correct? Like
Meaning, like I compartmentalize the emotion, like I put it in a container
and kind of store it away. So,
and store it away. Yeah. But not in the kitchen refrigerator, in the basement freezer.
so okay. So can you remember the last time you went to the basement freezer? And can you remember the last thing that you packaged up and put in that storage freezer? Is that something that you're able to share? And if not, oh, okay.
Yeah. Last thing I probably packed up and put in the basement freezer was probably the death of my father. Yeah. In mid-January.
Ask why.
Why did I pack it up? Probably my deepest fear in life is running out of time. And grief takes a lot of time to move through and process. So it is easier for me to compartmentalize and keep it moving.
Does compartmentalizing that ever do you ever get concerned before you take the package and put it in the freezer as to what this freezer may get too full?
No.
Okay.
I think I think I go back to this freezer. Do I go back to this freezer? Yes, I have gone back. I've definitely gone back to this freezer and healed some things.
Okay. That's good.
I have unthawed, if you will, some things. Yeah, but that freezer is definitely still there. I still know how to use it.
Hmm.
I still know where it is. I still keep it at the right temperature. And there's still some stuff in there.
Okay. The beautiful thing about the stuff you put in the freezer, at some point, yes, it eventually you're gonna have to do something about it before it either gets rotten and it's gonna have to make you assess that freezer and maybe assess the other things you have contained in that freezer. Sometimes one may see that as like a anxiety attack. because sometimes things all hit you at once.
Mm.
Not saying that this is necessarily the case for you.
Mm.
Um, you know, you said you have been going back to the freezer to take some things out, so that it's like though the freezer is comforting, it's good to know that you do at least go back. You know, like I think the concept of like putting it away, storing it away, because sometimes it's too much. It's too much. You know, being that someone who's lost their father recently, I get it. It is what sometimes a lot to take in. Um, so yeah, I am glad that you are doing. If you need to put your process of unpacking on pause and putting that in the freezer, that way you can take it out whenever you're ready to thaw
Mm.
it out and cook it. I'm glad that you know what you got to do for you. I really am.
Mhm.
And thank you for sharing that because, yeah, dealing with the death of a parent is not easy, no matter what the situation may be before they leave this earth. So, thank you for sharing that, brother.
Thank you.
Okay. Again, another heavy
I
round, friends. So
know.
let
God,
us
Lee.
let
When
us
are we gonna get to fun things?
well we are, I mean, we're
Ooh.
going to get there ish. Actually, we get on to the point where we're going to be talking about. I know we're running a little bit low on time, but I think we can
Mhm.
get through this.
Yeah, that's cool.
The last part before we get there, let's inhale and exhale all of that. Okay, friends, we ready to move on to the next one?
Yes.
All right, the last one we're at, that is your throat chakra aligned? Now, before we get into this, C-Lane, can you do us a favor and explain throat chakras, not only for the audience, but for my black ass as well? Thank you kindly.
So, if anybody have ever heard of chakra, chakra is an energetic system that flows through the body, working from the bottom up. You start with your root chakra, which is in relation to survival needs, material needs, shelter, food, things like that. Then you go up to your sacral chakra, which is the energy of creativity and sexual energy as well. They actually share the same exact energy. They're two sides of the same coin. Um, Next up in your navel center is your solar plexus chakra, which rules your will and action, your ability to take action. That's where that lies. Then you have your heart chakra, which is love and care, followed by your throat chakra, which is communicating and honesty and truth speaking, followed by your third eye chakra, which is your intuition and being able to look at things with a third eye or a different lens or a different focus, um, but like psychically intuitive. And then your crown chakra, which is your spiritual purpose and um, path in this lifetime incarnation.
Thank you, sir.
And then there are
So,
more, but those are the core seven. Core seven.
thank you. Thank y'all.
I was right. There were
You
7.
were right. It's core seven. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, so for can you go back and talk about the throat chakra so we can get back to the
Yes,
question?
yes. So, okay, yes. Throat chakra is basically when somebody says, "Is your throat chakra imbalanced?" They're basically asking, "Hey, do you feel like you have a balanced journey of communication, how you communicate when you're communicating with someone else? Do you feel like they are listening? Do you feel like you are responding in truth? Like, is your communication in its totality um in balance, right? And if we go back to our zodiac conversation last week, some things that rule our communication is our planet of Mercury, right? So Mercury is communication, similar as throat chakra is communication.
Gotcha. So with that being said, and all the things that we discussed, Are your throat chakras aligned?
My throat chakra is the worst chakra I got. Or not the worst. I would say it is the least um imbalance, least imbalance, least imbalance, least imbalance. Um, yeah, and that's okay. I know that's part of my journey. Early on in life, I was very crown focused. I was very like, oh, this is my purpose, and it was all up here,
Mm.
all up here, and I had no roots to stand on. And then pretty later in my journey, maybe like 3-4 years ago, I was like, okay, I actually need foundation. So I started building root, sacral, solar plexus, working on heart right now. So then throat it'll be next.
Well, can I read in this little book that I have? Apparently, what makes a balanced throat chakra.
Give it.
So it says a balanced throat chakra means that we not only speak the truth, but we hear and accept it as well, which
Mm.
can often be the harder task. On the other hand, when the throat chakra is blocked, we are afraid to speak and share our true selves with the world for fear of rejection. This can manifest in thyroid issues, sore throat, neck pain, and mouth ulcers.
Hmm.
That's good.
Wow,
That's
I
a
really
good book.
resonate with that so well.
It's a good book.
This
How
is
do
an
you resonate?
amazing book.
How do you resonate with it?
Um, Communication for me is very important. Um, very important. I know I could work on it. I mean, every day I'm going to be working on something with myself, but I am trying now in my life to accept and be proud of who I am and understand my value and like vice versa. Like when I make friends or relationships, like I want to make sure that their values align with my values and being able to communicate that. And communication is just how I create bonds and friendships and lovers, hopefully one day if I get over this hurt. And, I love communicating. I love communicating everything. That's why I say sometimes I overly communicate, but it's, oh my God, yes. Love it. Love it.
Nice.
It's good.
Um, I felt like my throat chakras was just like a high school kid in a speed muscle car. Like it was just going fast nowhere. Like communicating what I needed was never a problem. It was more so fine tuning it to who needed to receive my communication.
Mm.
I wasn't really necessarily the best at that. Um, More so talking at someone and not talking with someone. So I would say as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot better at manicuring my words and what I need and how to express myself to others to that to fit their needs and how to receive it, make them more receptive to what I was saying. I would say I'm pretty I'm pretty aligned with my communication. I think more so have to work on, you said this the crown chakra?
Mhm.
Crown chakra is something that I feel like I've gotten more into lately, and it's starting to be a lot clearer than what it was. So, um, yeah, yeah. It's new territory, but I'm having a good time exploring it so far. Mm,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
great. Yeah, I know what usually helps me. Well, I focus on chakras very intently. It's very like, okay, this year I'm working on this one.
Mm,
And with that, I think I told you this once, Brody, but like I plan trips according to what chakra I'm working on.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, if anybody is working on a specific chakra, I would definitely recommend like getting away from your home, right? Unless you're working on root, which probably is your home, so you might need to be there.
Right.
But anything else, just doing some traveling, travel somewhere where you really feel like it's gonna open up that chakra. And there are more specifics to that. Feel free to reach out to me. Anybody that's on here or listening to this, if you want some help or advice on a specific chakra and where to go and how to get it in aligned. Yeah.
Sweet.
Whew. Okay. Well, since we've already been doing this throughout the theme of the episode, I think we should take one more final inhale and exhale. And my friends, I think that will conclude all of the discussion for tonight's episode. Before I take it out, Ebony or C Lane, did you have any final words?
No.
Okay.
I've released all my words for this evening.
There has been a lot of release. This might be my new favorite canvas that has been painted. It's such a it was yeah, whoo, what a time. Thank you to the audience who joined us and chimed in with all your thoughts, your feelings, what's going on in your heart, what truths you're hiding
Mm.
in your throat chakras. Thank you, Eb, thank you, Chris, just for being able to share so much of yourself today with the canvas. And whoo.
Thank you too. You shared a lot with us also, so we appreciate you also.
Thanks, Queen. Thank you. Updates, friends. You keep in mind the tickets for Atlanta Fringe Festival, we are featured in that. This is our first festival ever. We will be doing our first live studio recording with an audience, and we're so excited about that. If you want to know more, you can go to the website for Atlanta Fringe Festival. We will also be sending out a flyer. We'll have more information about that, but please go ahead and purchase your tickets there. Those dates are May 19th, 21st, 22nd. No, May 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. We would love to have you guys join us. Thanks again for painting another canvas with us this evening. We look forward to the next one. We'll probably have we'll give you updates about that as well. But my friends, in the meantime, in between time, please stay safe, sane, and
Sanitized.
sanitized.